I think when we're learning a new setup or strategy, we expect it to work all the time. And when we back test, it gets good results. And then we get to a point where, hey, it's not working this day and it's frustrating. Okay. That's normal. Got to get through that. We got to have faith. Got to have trust. We got to have confidence in the strategy. And we have to have the drawdowns as part of our learning curve. Here, I'm studying the silver bullet, and I like the time periods, the two time periods that it occurs. 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern New York City time zone for 1 hour each. Here in the squares, you see that particular day, February 16th, and you see the AM session hour marked out, and you see the PM session marked out. Those are the silver bullet time sensitive trading setup moments. We have to have the direction understood. Here's the day. The day went down and swept the previous day, and when the market opened, the bias was down lower. My problem is I didn't understand that after a big move like this and then the silver bullet opens, that it's probably not going to keep going, but have a correction. And that's what I learned today about the silver bullet strategy. And I'm glad that I studied this in backtesting because I had some great results in the month of February backtesting the silver bullet. And I'm like, this is going to be my trade. I like this. It's working great. And then I get to a day like this and like, why didn't it work? What's going on? What's the problem? And then after meditating on it and understanding what really took place and understanding that the bias was correct, it eventually did go down and sweep the target that we were thinking. We were thinking right here on this particular day, here's the target. We were thinking that this silver bullet day, this moment of silver bullet was going to hit that target. But after a big move like this, right to the very edge moment of the silver bullet is why this didn't work. Okay, sometimes the big move happens before. The opening bell is very, very powerful. The morning news is a very powerful moment. The silver bullet has its own time period of trading. And sometimes when the big move happens before the silver bullet, you're not going to get anything in the silver bullet moment. Okay, that's just something we have to understand about that trading strategy. Now, what happened here is I was excited to find anything. Even after the big move and after the extension of this, I was looking to find any setup that would go down to where I believed it was going to go. And remember, it did eventually go there in 2 days. 48 hours later, it hit the target, but not before. And this is very important about the silver bullet. If we have an extension down and the silver bullet moment hits, most likely it's not going to keep going in the direction. It could, but most likely it's going to just be a day to skip that silver bullet time period, because what happened here, before it eventually went down, it did two things. It repriced OTE, a more optimal trading execution period. It came back to equilibrium. It came back to a discount for the shorts. It stretched out so far here that price had to rebalance, and it rebalanced up into the 62%, depending on where you draw the top, even to 76%, depending on where you draw the top of, and it went straight down after it did two sweeps. Okay, for when it created this equilibrium here to 62%, it wanted to do two things: create a sell side sweep and a buy side sweep. And a lot of times when we have our direction right in the big picture on the daily chart, when we have our direction right, this thing's going to keep going down. We know it. We know it's going to keep going down. Here's the moment we're trading on this day, though. What we need to understand is the rebalancing first, right? The rebalancing first after a big move. And that's definitely something we need to add to our understanding and discernment and understanding price action. So it came back up, creating some sell side liquidity, went down, and probably right to 50% here, making people, yep, look at that, making people think they're going to go long. It came down to 50% of this move, creating some buy stops here. People that are already short in bias are putting their sell stops here. Everybody knows it's going to go down, except for the buyers here who think it's going to go up. So they have on both sides here, they're going to tag both people. They're going to tag the people that are buying, put their stops here when it breaks down, And right here, the people that are short, right here in the perfect area too. I mean, this is a great place to short this thing. 62% pullback, because that we missed it up here or something. And what they do during the silver bullet moment here, you know what this silver bullet moment looks like it really set out to do is initiate the beginning of the sweeps. It was making a move to the higher side here. It didn't quite get it in the silver bullet moment, but it was setting up the momentum for that sweep to the top side. So it swept the sell side liquidity, and then immediately in the next hour swept the buy side liquidity. And then the next day, or 2 days later, it did go down and keep going down in the direction that we thought. So I want to make sure I get this in this recap, in this video, in this back testing moment here of what I'm learning about the silver bullet, because this is crucial. This is putting me light years ahead of my study. This one day right here is giving me light years, exponential, speedy understanding of how to trade the silver bullet, to be honest with you. Because up until this point here, I was almost able to catch a trade in my bias direction, almost, at least about 80% of the time, 70, 80. I was up until this day thinking, man, this trade works every time, for the most part, until now. And now I realize that the silver bullet, if it's not going to be a big moving day in the direction you're thinking, it tends to be a day of rebalancing and setting up the sweep sides for the next move down in the direction that you're thinking. So, all right, I hope that helps. It's going to help me when I rewatch this video. God bless you. Take care. Peace.